colleagues, just allow me a moment of grace here while I get things set up. So you're right there. Because I have to be able to look at you before I can finish this. It is my pleasure to spend a few moments talking about a work relationship with a professional that has been near and dear to me and my staff and our chamber for 5.5 years now, and someone who just say no. Someone who will have left, is leaving a lasting, deep impression upon me. So we have a tribute here for Sarah Kissling, recognizing her service in the Senate and the fact that she's leaving to go to work for the Secretary of the Senate, Margaret O'Brien. So the fact of the matter is she's not going far. But sometimes distance isn't measured by physical distance. It's also measured by where your heart is, where your mind is, and so forth. And I know that with Sarah's passion and with her commitment to professional expertise and work ethic, that she will pour everything she can into serving as the Internal Affairs person for the Secretary of the Senate. I'm not going to read this tribute. Most of you know that I don't read these tributes, but I did ask for a list of the adjectives that were used and referenced in the tribute, and they are as follows: steadfast, responsible, patient, empathetic, caring, authentic, devout, helpful, professional, very faithful, a point person, and a guiding light. I could talk for minutes, if not longer, on each one of those characteristics. They're fairly well identified in this tribute. But what I'd rather focus on for the next couple minutes is what's missing in that list of adjectives. Well, the first thing that's missing is a mistake that was made by those who were putting those adjectives together because they forgot one word on the tribute, and that's exemplary. And Sarah, you represent every definition of exemplary when it comes to serving whomever you're working for, but especially the last few years when you and I have worked so closely together. You are an exemplary person. Another attribute, another adjective that's missing is loving. And Sarah, you are, in my mind, one of the most obvious embodiments of a person trying to live a Christ-centered life that I've ever met. That doesn't mean you're perfect, but it means you're getting more perfect every day. And what a delight to work with somebody that close who can help gravitationally pull me back to where I need to be when I'm off center. And that's precisely what you've done for me over and over and over again. Instinctive. I've never worked with anybody who was able to give me words, phrases, songs, you name it, at just exactly the time I needed them. And I didn't know when they were coming. In some cases, I didn't even know why they were until after the fact. And that instinct, dear, is unique in you and very special. Gifted. One of the things that I am just completely amazed at is the days I walk in and you'll say, Mike, so-and-so needs a little attention today. And she has this both instinct and gift to know who needs attention and why, and provides me just enough lead to help maybe fill that hole or fill that gap. And I'm looking around this room, and there are many of you, I'm talking primarily colleagues, who Sarah has said to me in the morning, you know, Jim needs a little TLC today, or Kevin needs a little TLC today, or Mike needs a little TLC today. is a special, special gift. And that instinctive and gifted attributes will serve you perfectly in an internal affairs role, the Secretary of State. Or the Secretary of the, Secretary of the Senate. Another adjective is lasting. Anybody who's had the privilege to work any even remotely close to you, I guarantee you've left an impression upon them, mostly good. Tough. Now, you take a look at this and you think, well, that's a nice person to work with. But I know the other side. And I know how tough she can be. In every case, it was appropriately tough. Another adjective that I find very interesting, especially for where you're going, is you are loud. Now, I can only imagine when you combine Sarah Kissling and Secretary O'Brien in the same group, I'm thinking that MIOSHA's rules on noise control are going to be seriously challenged on a regular basis. But next to the last is anybody who's had a chance to work with and around you leaves feeling like they're a winner. And there's nothing that embodies a winner, in my mind, better than wearing a green jacket. And I wore this green jacket today because I am nothing but a winner, having worked with you as closely as I have over these years. Then lastly, the adjective that's missing on this list, and I just can't believe it's missing, is heart. I have not worked with anybody that has a heart as big as you do, has the passion and compassion and patience, understanding, instincts, gratefulness as you do. And for all these reasons, I would ask my colleagues to join me in sending not too far a very special colleague that I'm going to miss dearly in the short term because she's not working in our office anymore, but in the long term because I'll be going to the next station in life. Sarah, God bless you. Thank you for all you've done. Thank you for the impression you've made upon me and others in your circles. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are going to be exceedingly successful and pricelessly valuable to this institution going forward. God bless you.
Thank you for your continued service to the Michigan State Senate. Without objections, Senator Shirkey's remarks will be published in the Journal.